What's up, guys? I'm at Bimmeronly. It's a BMW specialty shop. I'm here because I'm getting a car inspected that I might be buying. The shop is located in Fremont. What's interesting is the owner here actually drifts. I'm gonna talk to the owner of the shop, give you guys a tour. If you have a BMW in the Bay Area, this might be the shop for you. Got all sorts of Beamers stacked out fronts. Hey guys, so today I'm with Nima here. We're at the Bimmeronly shop, and we're gonna go look around the shop, ask them some questions, and just get you guys a feel of what the shop is all about. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. My name is Nima, and this is the shop Bimmeronly. We started it in '09. My dad started the shop, and I took over probably about 6 or 7 years ago. It was probably like 2015. I took the shop over. I started doing auto sales for the most part. That's what I was doing before then, so I kind of took it over to Bimmeronly, and I took over the repair side of the business as well.
Okay, so any mechanical work, people can come here and you can take care of it.
Yeah, exactly. I try to do everything the dealer does and a little bit extra. I mean, we do some performance stuff as much as you guys, as much as I like to stay away from too much like tuning stuff and get away from some of the headache stuff. I like to do just minor bolt-on upgrades.
Okay. And you're actually back there getting dirty and doing it yourself?
Sometimes. I stopped working on cars for the most part because I have to focus on so much in the front. The business kind of grew a lot more than I could handle at the moment. So now I do mainly front desk, all the paperwork, kind of keep the shop organized. I'm more of a foreman than anything else.
But so if you don't mind giving us a background of the shop, like how did it all start? Is this the first location?
No, so we started in '09 on a way smaller shop. We had like a shop with, at the moment, when we started we had no bays with no lifts or anything, and we kind of started off with auto sales again back in the day, and mainly just made our way to kind of repairing the cars and liking repairing them more, and found a little niche in BMW. We did a lot of work that people didn't do and kind of figured out how to fix like the instrument clusters on the cars. We did a lot of just random electronics that we noticed people didn't offer and it was hard to fix.
So what's the capacity of the shop? Like bay size, how many cars you got?
We started out with, our old shop was with no bays, and we made our way to 1, 2, and 3, and 3 was the capacity we could have with the old shop. Our new shop now fits 8 bays, so we have 8 bays to work on cars. We use 7 of them for primary work, and then 1 of them is more of a personal storage kind of thing. That's where the race car sits for the most part. And we have 7 techs here now that pretty much occupy all those bays. So we are pretty fully staffed. We stay pretty busy, knock on wood, throughout the week. Yeah, I've been in this location for 3 years now, and luckily being in the street front with more space and kind of being a little more out in the open to the neighborhood, we notice a lot more, and we gain a lot of business that way as well.
So could you provide some more details on what kind of specialty services or even tools that you guys can use here to help your customers?
Yeah, we do a ton of heavy duty engine work. We do a lot of like the M-Car specialty stuff, like on E46s per se, they always need the subframe rebuilds, which the subframe reinforcements, which I do all of that in-house. I do the auto to manual or the SMG to manual swaps on those cars. I can do all the bell housing drilling. I do everything here in-house. I can add the detents, the pins, and I carry all the bell housings here, so I have them pretty much readily available for swaps. We do pretty much on all the M cars, like the rod bearings, throttle actuators are common problems on pretty much all of them. A lot of the V8 BMWs have common problems with smoking, where they have the valve seal issues or secondary air issues, carbon buildup. We pretty much have the tools to nail every one of those. I have everything, every timing tool for every motor you'd ever need. I have 3, 4 different BMW specific computers that will read every module, can do programming and coding that the dealer can.
You're heavily focused on mechanical work.
Yeah, exactly. I'm making my way into fabrication slowly. I have a very good fab guy that's on board with us here now. He helps me with the race team, and he helps me with the shop as well. And not only has he taught me how to fabricate a little bit where I can do some of the subframe reinforcements and stuff here myself, but as well as he does most of the specialty work where we could do custom exhaust, we could do custom, bash bars, we could do pretty much anything fabrication oriented. We can do roll cages now, half cages, full cages. We have pretty much all the tools to do all that stuff.
It's good to know.
Yeah. I haven't advertised that as much, and it's more for a public audience, or a private audience at the moment of friends, so we can kind of get a try and feel of it and see what our timelines are going to look like, how it's actually going to be moving on in the future. I don't want to promise someone something I can't follow through with. So I'd like to do it more on, you know, personal projects and friends' cars and whatnot, so we can really get the hang of it and how long it's going to take, what we need, what tools for the job are we missing, and kind of go from there.
That's really cool. They're just like ever evolving.
Yeah, I mean, my main goal in life, I love cars and I've always been around cars, but I love race cars. I love specialty stuff. I love cars that not only just go fast, but are built right. And more than anything, I mean, it doesn't matter how fast it is or how many parts you have on it if it wasn't built right.
Yeah,
so
I feel like I could do one lap.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the point.
And I've learned that. I mean, on my own personal experiences, I've done, you know, over 50K into a car that couldn't even do a lap. And it took me that experience to understand that that's not what it takes. You have to build the car properly and take your time building it versus just throwing money at it. And that's what we're trying to do with everything. That was my personal build when that was 5-6 years ago, plus that I built my first motor, and I hit every triumph you could ever hit building a motor. And I didn't build anybody else's motor before that. I did 6 of my own engines before I felt comfortable building anybody else's engine. And now we do them not just as in you know, taking an engine out, putting it in, but I can actually go and grind a piston ring on someone's car and fit a piston ring on there and feel comfortable doing so. So it took me a lot of money and errors and mistakes, and I consider that my school. Yeah. But I did it myself first before I did it for anybody else, and now it's comfortable. And my guys know how to do it. We're all pretty accustomed to, you know, everyone knows how to do everything, so that it's not just, we're not relying on one person if they call in sick or something happens. We have several people that can do several things.
What is your favorite BMW?
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm a huge X5 guy, as funny as it is. I've always been into fast SUVs. There's something funny to me about big cars that can go that fast for some reason. And I feel
like X5 the Panda, the Panda song? No, that's X6.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, the designer song?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that is an X6. As much as I love the X6s, they are so impractical. I have a medium-sized pit bull, and she can't even fit the back of an X6. Like, I mainly have an X5 because I always carry stuff around. I go to Costco once every 2 weeks and literally fill that thing to the brim.
So I know this is a Beamer-only shop, but have you ever been into any other makes or models?
I love all cars. I mean, I'm sure most people know that I have a BMW with a small block Chevy engine in it now, and I'm building another one with another small block Chevy engine. And I like different cars for different reasons. Like I've actually owned a couple GTOs, the Pontiac GTOs, the 05, I've had an 05 and an 06. Both technically Australian-made Holdens, which are amazing cars. They're really cool to drive, 50-50 weight distribution. They're, you know, good LSDs, or not good LSDs. They're great for track driving, not so much for donuts and, you know, drifting and whatnot. But good cars. I mean, overall, they're really well-built cars, very interesting and like nicely made. I like trucks. I have a Dodge Ram as well. I like different cars for different reasons.
Okay, and the last question, just what is your future goal with Bimmeronly? Where do you want to take it in the future?
I kind of want Bimmeronly to continue doing what Bimmeronly does. I do like that I'm going into the performance-oriented stuff and getting into more race-oriented, you know, building race-oriented cars. But more than anything, I would like to have a separation at one point. Right now, I'm just trying to kind of learn how to go about it and put it together, and kind of, as I said, we're practicing more on friends' cars and kind of more private builds and offering it to the public. But once I do get all the tools I need and everything I need and kind of get a little more organized with it, I would like to start its own thing and let Bimmeronly just continue being Bimmeronly. I don't want to make my guys too confused, and I don't want to have two separate teams here where one team's doing this and one team's doing that and kind of getting each other's way. We have a decent amount of space, but not that much space here. Right. So I would like to eventually have another location. Ideally, I would like more Bimmeronlys as well, but I think I would like to follow my dream of building race cars first. More than anything, spec-built cars. You know, it's kind of, race cars is a very vague term, but cars that are built for a certain spec and reason. You know, purpose-built cars. So more than anything, I want to be able to get into that and have my own shop with that. My goal is to be able to build a race team that can handle all that and have my race team kind of do that kind of stuff on our downtime, where we do build cars and do other things for not our own cars, and eventually start a shop with that race team and grow it into potentially, you know, an on-the-road team where we actually go on the road, hopefully, if we ever get into Formula Drift or any of the series I want to get into, we can actually go on the road and travel, and I'll have my team there, and then have a team at the shop that can handle all the race, race stuff.
Yeah, that's really exciting. That's like, I think that's like every car guy's dream. So
yeah,
if that happens, I would love to see it. So.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm sure you'll be a part of it. But yeah, ideally that is the goal. I mean, I would love to get into one-off specialty stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Why don't we go to the back and check out the drift car?
Sure.
All right. Let's see this.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, so just whatever you want to share about the car. Doesn't have to be too in depth if there's like secret stuff, but
Well, one secret thing we just found out, which nobody else knows, is this motor is not a 427. Actually, it's a 454 Chevy small block somehow, and they happen to fit those giant pistons in this thing.
Yeah, look at the the cylinder walls. They're like
yeah, the sleeves
touching.
are the sleeves are pretty much
They're
overlapping each
basically.
other. I'm sure they have to like flatten the sleeves to like fit them in. But other than that, I mean, I pretty much broken down most of this car. It's one of their signature cars that HGK built. There's a lot of other Eurofighter body kits in the world, but there's 3. I think they're building a 4th now. They're actually building another signature 4th, but there's 3 of these in the world that HGK has built. We have car number 2, which is this one. Car number 3 is kind of up in the air right now between a couple people that want it, but it's going to end up with one of our friends. And car number 1, if I'm not mistaken, is the one that's still in Switzerland with the people that we got the car from. So they're pretty special. They badge and signature the cars and everything. So they don't have any VIN numbers on it. You won't find anything about the old chassis, but they do put their own VIN numbers on the actual roll cage, and then they have their signature stamp in the center.
Alright, Nima, thanks for showing me around your shop. Appreciate it.
Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you
And,
can come by
we'll see you.
anytime. We'll make that in any 2 times.
Alright, sounds good. Thank you.